We all know that as we get older, things, well, they change. Maybe you feel a little less sturdy, a bit more fragile. But have you ever really, truly stopped to think about why our bones seem to get weaker? It turns out the answer is way more fascinating than you might think.
So what do you picture when you think of a skeleton? Probably something solid, static, like a rock, right? It's a common image. But what if I told you that's completely, totally wrong? The reality of what's happening inside your body right now is so much more dynamic. And this is the key that changes everything. Your bones aren't just a frame to hang your body on. They are alive. Think of them like a construction site that's open 24/7. There's a crew constantly breaking down the old, worn-out material and another crew building fresh, new bone in its place. That process is happening inside you as we speak.
Okay, so if our bones are always rebuilding, why do they get weaker with age? Well, it all comes down to this really delicate balance, a balance that shifts over the course of our lives. Let's take a look at the timeline.
Throughout your entire childhood and your teens, your body is just an incredible bone-building machine. You're depositing way more bone than you're taking away, building up all that strength and density until you hit what scientists call peak bone mass, sometime in your young adult years. You are literally building the strongest foundation you'll ever have. And right here, this is the big turning point. Around the age of 35, a quiet, completely natural shift starts to happen. It's not something you feel overnight, not at all, but it marks a really crucial change in that internal construction project we were talking about.
This is where the scales tip. So, before you're 35, your bone-building crew is just working faster than your demolition crew. Simple as that, you're in the green. But after 35, that process starts to reverse. Your body begins to lose bone just a little bit faster than it can rebuild it. And look, this is a totally normal part of aging. It happens to everyone. But while this tipping of the scales is natural, some things can hit the gas pedal and push that process into overdrive. So let's call them the accelerates, the things that can really speed up this bone loss.
First up on the list are the powerful conductors of our body's orchestra, our hormones. They act as the primary guardians of your bone density, and when their levels change, it sends a really powerful signal straight to your bones. And this plays out very differently for men and women. For men, the decline in testosterone is usually pretty slow and gradual over many years. But for women, it is a much, much different story. Estrogen, which is a key protector of bone, takes a really sharp and rapid nosedive right after menopause.
And that right there is the crucial point. That drastic drop in estrogen basically removes a critical layer of protection for your bones. It's exactly why bone loss can accelerate so significantly for women during this time in their lives.
So beyond hormones, our daily habits play a huge, huge role. I'm talking things like not getting enough of the right building blocks, like calcium and vitamin D, or not putting enough stress on our bones through weight-bearing exercise. That basically tells our bodies, hey, you know what? We don't really need these bones to be super strong. And the body, well, it listens. The same goes for things like smoking or drinking too much alcohol.
And on top of all that, other natural aging processes kind of add to the challenge. Your body just gets a little less efficient at pulling key nutrients from your food. Your muscles, which act like shock absorbers for your skeleton, can start to shrink. And for many of us, our balance might decline a bit, which, increases the risk of a fall. It's really a combination of factors all working together.
Okay, so that's a lot to take in. I get it. But here is the most important part of this whole explainer. Even though some bone loss is natural, you are absolutely not powerless. There is so much you can do. Let's build a blueprint for strength.
And here it is. This isn't about some radical, crazy overhaul of your life. It's about small, consistent, daily actions. Making sure you have the right building blocks, like vitamin D and calcium. Simple things, like taking a walk every day. Adding in some easy exercises that challenge your muscles, and therefore, your bones. Getting a little bit of morning sun. These are the habits that send a clear signal back to your body that says, hey, keep building, we need to be strong.
And the real takeaway is this. It's the buildup, the cumulative effect of these small actions that matters most. Think of it like this. Every walk you take, every nutrient-rich meal you eat, every simple strength exercise you do, that's a deposit you're making into your bone bank for the future. So let's just wrap this all up by talking about why any of this really matters. Why should you even care about your bone density in the first place?
Because when it comes down to it, it's not actually about your bones, it's about your life. It's about being able to travel and play with your grandkids and stay active and live independently for as long as you possibly can. Strong bones are the framework that supports the life you want to live.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Looking at that blueprint for strength we just talked about, what's one small, simple thing you can build into your day, starting today? Because the best time to invest in your future self was yesterday. But the next best time? That's right now.
You know that feeling when a nagging pain seems to get louder the moment your head hits the pillow? Or how, after a night of tossing and turning, that same ache feels about 10 times worse the next day? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. We're going to break down this very real and very frustrating link between pain and poor sleep.
And this is the heart of the problem, right here. It's such a simple statement, but it describes this incredibly exhausting experience. You're lying there, you're desperate for rest, but the pain is like this constant blaring alarm bell. Then, because you're so wiped out from fighting it all night, the pain just cranks up the next day. It really is a trap.
And I really want to hammer this home. If you felt this, you are not making it up. It is not just in your head. There's a clear scientific reason for this connection, and, just understanding it is the first step to breaking free. So let's get into what's actually going on in your brain and your body.
All right, first up, let's tackle this question. Why does that ache in your back or your knees suddenly decide to throw a party the second you turn out the lights? Well, it all comes down to what your brain is paying attention to. It all boils down to the power of distraction. During the day, your brain is juggling a million things, right? Work, conversations, just the world flying by you. Your pain is just one signal among many. But at night, when it's quiet and it's dark, all those other distractions just vanish. Your brain's focus turns inward, and suddenly that same pain signal is the loudest thing in the room. So we get it, pain messes with our sleep. But what happens when we flip that around? Let's look at the other side of this cycle and see how a lack of sleep actively, physically, makes your pain worse. See, when you're sleep deprived, your entire nervous system is on high alert. It's kind of like turning the volume dial up on everything. Your brain literally loses some of its ability to filter or dampen pain signals. So it's not just that the pain feels worse, your body is less equipped to handle it. On top of that, your muscles get tighter and your body's whole recovery process just grinds to a halt.
I love this analogy because it's just so perfect. Think of sleep as the time when your body's maintenance crew comes in to fix all the daily wear and tear. But if that crew can't get to work because you're not sleeping, all those small problems don't get repaired. They just build up day after day.
And here's one of the biggest ways that repair process breaks down. A lack of sleep actually triggers a physical response in your body called inflammation. And inflammation is a key driver of pain, particularly in and around your joints. This is exactly why people with conditions like arthritis or chronic back pain often say their worst days come right after their worst nights. That inflammation caused by poor sleep directly attacks these sensitive areas, which is why that soreness and stiffness can feel so much more intense after a rough night. So when you put it all together, the pain waking you up, and then the lack of sleep making the pain worse, you get this, a self-perpetuating, relentless feedback loop.
Let's just walk through it real quick. It starts with step 1. An ache or a pain makes it hard to fall asleep or stay asleep. That leads to step 2. Because you got poor, broken sleep, your body is way more sensitive to pain the next day. So what happens then? Step 3. The pain is worse, which makes sleeping even harder. And the cycle just keeps repeating, often getting a little bit worse each time.
And that's the real danger here. This isn't just a one-night problem. It can become a chronic condition, a pattern that digs itself deeper and deeper over weeks or even months. It can really start to impact every aspect of your life, unless you actively do something to stop it. But here is the good news. You can intervene. You absolutely can break the cycle. So now we're going to shift from just understanding the problem to exploring simple, practical solutions you can start using tonight. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer isn't some magic pill, but a collection of small, really powerful habits that can disrupt the cycle from both sides by tackling the pain and improving the sleep.
So let's open up this toolkit, right? Some of these things attack the pain directly, like gentle stretching or using a heating pad to release muscle tension. Others are all about the sleep. Keeping your room cool and dark, for instance, isn't just about comfort. It's a powerful signal to your brain to produce melatonin. And things like slow breathing, that directly counters that on-edge feeling, helping to power down your overactive mind. Every single one of these is a small wedge you can drive into that cycle.
So the big takeaway here is this: you have more control than you think. It's not about some grand gesture. It's all about the consistency of these small daily habits. They create an environment where your body can finally get back to its most important job at night, to relax, to recover, and to rest.
And that brings us to the end. I just want to leave you with this one question. Don't feel like you have to do all of those things at once. Just look at the list, think about your own night, and just ask yourself, what is the one small change you can commit to trying tonight?